Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Good morning, Bellows Falls. It's Mike Smith and Marty Gallagher, and we're here for the feed. It's Wednesday, May 13th, and here we are with the feed. We have Floyd Lawrence and Amy Howlett. They're joining us today. Floyd's going to talk about his new video, and Amy's going to be talking about Green Up Day, and it's coming up May 30th. But first, we have Marty Gallagher, and she's going to give us some updates on local events and what's been happening in town. Marty.
Well, it's been a fairly quiet week. Just want to give a shout out to Rockingham Help and Helpers for coming on last week and giving us some really good information about what they're doing. What they're starting to do this week is they're doing paper surveys because they realize that a lot of folks, either in need or folks that want to be volunteers, aren't necessarily comfortable with technology, with filling out a survey online. So they've created a one-page paper survey that will be available in different locations. One of them is the library. And they're also going to be papering and going through neighborhoods and passing them out. So if you know someone that is in need and it would be easier for them to fill out a paper survey, then please make sure that you get them connected to that. I want to give a huge Fact TV and feed shout out to Athens Pizza. This weekend they gave away over 300 free pizzas and sodas to the community as kind of a give back thing, and very appropriate because it was Mother's Day. So huge shout out to Athens Pizza. I heard Floyd was not allowed to get a pizza, however. Did Floyd keep on moving?
I'm a mother. Can I get a pizza, please? They didn't fall for it.
They didn't? It was by the glasses. The glasses gave you away.
I think so.
Okay. So, Amy, welcome for being here today.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm here in the kitchen, the way we all are on Zoom. And I'm actually really enjoying the fact that it's summer weather and we can really encourage people to get out. So I don't want to take away from your role as the host, but you're going to ask me about Green Up, right, Mike?
I am. Go for it. Keep going.
It's 50 years of Green Up, folks. I can't believe it. And of course, I don't really remember 50 years ago, but it's been around that long. And so this is a real celebration. It's going to be the weekend of May 30th, and it's going to look a lot like it's always looked. So there will be green bags, those crazy green bags that you're used to seeing. And we're going to have them picked up at the usual sites. So there'll be boxes at the hardware store, right in the center of Bellows Falls, J&H. I think Leasey's is going to carry them. If you're in Saxons River, you can pick them up at the village market. And the town clerk is going to have a few, but we're not sure whether that's the best place to get them because typically you have to make an appointment and go in. So stop by the hardware first. That's my recommendation. Pickup this year is also going to look a lot like it has. The Public Works Garage handles that, and they do a magnificent job. So on Monday, following the weekend of the 30th, it's actually June 1st, they will go to the Public Works centers in town. So you know where those are. There's Blake Street. There's the one up on 103 near Bartonsville, and there's right next to the fire station in Saxons River. So that's a good place to leave your Green Up bags, but you can also leave them by the side of the road all over town. I don't actually have confirmation today that the Green Up bags are in, so give it a couple of days. We have the time since it's May 30th that we're working up to. We're also working on a plan to make them available to families, probably through the schools, because this is primo family or household activity. So the next thing I want to talk about is protective gear. Marty, you remember these boots? I bring them every year.
I do remember your boots. Styling.
So what we want to do is make sure that everybody is safe. You're on the side of the road. You don't want to take any risks with your kids. So boot up, sunscreen up, and remember the doggone ticks. So I think these are typical spring recommendations, but I actually, when I go out green upping, I also bring these cruddy old gloves, so I'm not physically touching that yucky stuff. I sunscreen first any place that's going to be exposed. I always try to go with someone else so that there are two of us, makes more of an appearance on the side of the road. Wear something bright like a fluorescent green or a bright orange. Be really smart. So there's one thing we have to talk about every year, and that is not pliers and tongs, but medical waste. So again, especially if you're going out with kids, tell your kids ahead of time. You see a needle on the side of the road, come get me, don't touch it. And then the recommendation is use something to pick it up and put it in. What I like is a plastic soda bottle, one of those really impervious ones. Put it in with the tongs, and when you're ready, put duct tape over it. And I would bring it to recycling. I don't know if you guys have a better idea of what to do with medical waste, but don't touch anything with your hands. But really, not a good thing. So last thing, ticks. You guys have probably done shows on ticks. So it's just the time to remember it's spring. They're really hungry. I know a bunch of people who've already been in to get their booster of antibiotics. So protect yourself. There are EPA tick sprays, insect sprays. I know some people do permethrin on their clothes. Those are good things. Do that really great dorky look of tucking your pants into your socks before you put on your protective boots. We're styling when we're out picking up stuff. When you get home, if you see any ticks, pick them off, flush them down the toilet, or do whatever you do with them. And do a tick body check. Those guys have an uncomfortable way of crawling where you're not going to notice it until it's engorged. So find yourself a big mirror and just go in looking for them. And then, watch for symptoms. I guess that's true of us every day. If you see that bullseye rash, which you don't always see, call your primary care person and find out what you ought to do. I think those are the main points that I wanted to say. Any questions from the peanut gallery here?
Well, certainly. We always have questions, Amy.
Yes!
Is there, I remember in the past there was something about tires, and I can't remember tires are good or tires are bad, and I can't remember which it was. Don't mess with tires. Yeah.
The best thing to do is to man up, take them. Interesting, I choose that verb.
Yeah.
Man up, take them to the recycling center and pay to get them disposed. This is not a time to stint the town. Do what's good. And the other thing is you're going to find places on our hotspot. I think about little narrow dirt roads. The one for me is always between Pleasant Valley Road and Saxon's River and 103. People leave definitely all kinds of garbage there. So you want to be pulling it out of the woods and piling it and putting a green bag there. So it's really obvious when Public Works goes through. But no, this is not a time for tire disposal. Do that with your regular recycling, or when you get your tires changed, your tire guy can handle that for you. Good question, Mike. Okay.
Well, no, that was, I remember that it's something, because a lot of people put out 1 million tires when they think it's Green Up Day, and then, it's big. It's not a good thing.
I talked to Everett Hammond about this when I cleared pickup, and we sort of debated, is it like little kids? You never want to say, don't put beans up your nose, because there they'll be.
Yeah, that's probably true. I hadn't thought about that. And is there anything else people should you talked about the medical waste. Is there anything else people should stay away from?
I'm a little clueless. When I go out, what I find is typically something big that I know one year I found this ridiculous float chair. It was huge. And so the two of us dragged it up onto the road, and it went on that Monday. Mostly, I think it's stuff that it's easy to pick up. It's those shiny beer cans. I mean, seems to me that's the most popular. And close on, those disposable cups that you get from fast food joints. So, if you go out with 2 or 3 bags, you're gonna reap a hearty treasure. I should say one thing. I think this COVID-19 business has started a lot of people greening up already. When I'm driving around on a beautiful day, I see families and they're picking up the side of the road. So God bless you all. I mean, we focus on this one weekend, but there's no penalty for picking up garbage other times of the year. And we're all out walking. Just remember to take a plastic bag with you until the green ones come in. And thank you, Greater Rockingham, for what you're doing on that score.
Great. Well, thank you. Let's see. Are we moving on? Marty, you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good. Are you recommending when people are out and about that they wear their masks or following the COVID protocols? Or
that's a great question. What I notice is that if you're, it's great to have a mask with you always. Clean mask in your pocket. And if you see people coming towards you and you think, oh man, it's my neighbors, we're going to stand on the side of the road and talk. Put your mask on. Stay 6 feet away, but do that level of protection. It says, I might be infectious. I'm going to play it smart, and you should play it smart too. But if it's just your family out or your household out, you're the only ones on the road, you don't have to wear a mask for that, but you should be ready. So that's my take on it. You guys, you're familiar with the protocols too. Do you have something different you would recommend?
No, I think that's perfect. I think that if you're within what they call your social unit, and you've been within your social unit for the whole time, then you probably don't need your mask. But if you're going to encounter people you haven't seen, it protects you both. And it's a simple thing to do. Yeah, they're kind of a pain, but it's still a really simple measure that could save someone's health.
Yeah. I'm noticing too that there are places that are giving them away now. So J&H had a box. I think those came from Rockingham Helping Helpers. Just grab a mask if you don't have one. Saxon's River Market has been, anybody who comes in without a mask, they ask them please to put one on, and they have them right there. So that's another thing that is happening locally because we're all concerned about this issue.
And rightly
colors
so.
every aspect of our lives, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even Floyd's videos.
Yeah, that sounds like a segue, Marty. Why don't you
segue? I know.
I think we're gonna welcome Floyd Lawrence. Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, I'll add that I think the mask is a great idea. I'm in the plumbing world. I'm out there now, again, working with more than one person on the job now. And some people aren't still putting the mask on, but I got mine on. I'm used to it. And if I'm helping prevent, and it's as easy as putting a handkerchief or a mask on, then I think everyone should try it.
Yeah, Floyd and I were talking a little bit earlier. It's sort of like wearing a seatbelt. I think it's going to get to that level. It's going to be like you're going to go outside, you're going to take a mask with you, get in your car, you clip your seatbelt on. You don't think about that. You don't have to have an act of civil disobedience to put your seatbelt on. It's like, no, come on. And, if you're riding a motorcycle, wear a helmet. You wear, if you're going out, you wear a mask. It's really that simple. It's not a big deal. And speaking of civil disobedience, we're going back to Floyd. And this isn't about civil disobedience.
That's the segue. That's the segue.
Sorry. I'm losing my touch, Floyd. I can't segue anymore.
And since Amy said don't put stuff up your nose, I've been dying to do this. Okay, I got that out of my system.
Okay. All right. So, without further ado, we're going to introduce Floyd. And why don't you introduce your new video, since you're the man.
So we thank you. We started writing the song. The video's up on YouTube now, and our website is YouTube Intercept Rock. One word. You can see lots of our videos, but This one here, I started writing the song when I was sitting around doing nothing for a couple weeks with the governor's orders. I was plumbing only essential emergencies for a couple weeks. So I started playing the guitar and wrote a new song. And then through Zoom, I was able to get everyone's feedback. And then through video, we had 4 shots we could take from some security cameras where everyone could be safe. And I got outvoted. That's why I'm the farthest away in the video, because I'm like, okay, which one of you young guys wants to be in the field? And they all looked at me like, yeah, you're in the field. So you'll see in the video, I'm in the field. I lost that. But it was a safe way to do it. And then I just researched on YouTube, and when I was getting my shots of the doctors and the nurses, because I wanted to do a tribute to them, because I felt guilty. They were working hard and I was sitting at home doing nothing. So I wanted to do a tribute to them, and it was actually a little depressing at first, researching, because it's not just our country. The stuff that's on there is from all over the world, so you really get an idea of how bad this was for a while. And but then on the other side, in the video, you'll see a couple of the doctors and nurses dancing, and it helped cheer me up, so I could imagine that it must have helped cheer up their staff. So, but yeah, we could, I did the recording as well. I'm not a sound engineer. Rob Bridge usually does that for us. I struggle to do it. I'll get the recording finished, and then I come in and I play it in the computer, and the snare's way too loud, and I have to go back and start over. So I hate mixing, but I thought for 3 attempts, this came out okay, the mix.
Let's hear it. Are we ready, Alex?
Thank you.
Saw it on the TV that day. Death is coming to us. I didn't believe at first, no way. A friend confirmed who I trust. How can it be? I wanna see it ending. Wanna see the breakers and the bending. Oh, do you remember? Oh, do you recall the time we lost it all? The time we lost it all. Well, and we now know it. It'll never be the same. No school, no church, no baseball. Are you kidding me? How can it be? I wanna see it ending. I wanna see the breakers and the bending. Ah, do you remember? Ah, do you recall the time we lost it all? The time we lost it all. And the music somehow has stopped playing. Nurses, doctors, I just keep on praying. Death will rise and hear it from the leader. What a job, wouldn't want those shoes. The rest of us will band together. This time we'll make it through. How can it be? I wanna see it ending. The time we lost it all. The time we lost it all. The time we lost it all.
All right. Incredible job, Floyd. That was amazing.
That was great.
And how about Marty's cameo in the video?
How did that happen?
Amy got in there too. I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Floyd, I've got to tell you, you've got a bunch of fans at the Springfield Town Library. I went once and I was talking about seeing you on the feed, and they're like, whoa, Floyd Lawrence. This is only going to add to it. What a great local tribute. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew I had fans out there somewhere. I just didn't know where they were. Now I know. Yeah, the video's on YouTube, Intercept Rocks. But yeah, it was. Did you see my COVIDs floating?
I was going to ask you, how did you make your little COVIDs?
Those are styrofoam balls and golf tees.
You are creative.
Sue found the perfect golf tee with the little squares on them, and we've been watching the news, and that's all you see is that ugly virus, and so
yeah, it's really.
We had to put it in there and have us whacking the virus because we were just so sick of seeing that on the thing. But yeah, we're happy with the video. It's done. The guys, I have to say, Jason Plazinski, the guitar player, did an amazing job on the guitar solo and the guitar riffs. He sent them to me email, and then I put them into the recorder. And he had 2 copies, but I didn't put them in perfectly, so they're a little off. But it sounded pretty neat. With it sounds a little more full. And then he did a great job. Josh Lawrence did an awesome job on the bass work. They put a lot into it. They had time. And Jake Lawrence on the drums, he did a great job too.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to those guys.
That's great.
So that's great. So that guitar riff was actually 2 different takes?
Yeah, so he sent me 2 different takes, and I loaded them both into my sound record machine. But when they loaded in, they were a little off. So it sounds a little more full. It was kind of.
It really does. I thought that's a great effect. You should do that on purpose next time. That was really good.
Absolutely. That's the go-to sound now.
That's great. We're getting low on time. Anybody have anything else they want to add? Hearing nothing, I hear Floyd.
I will say I've enjoyed doing the show naked from the waist down. I mean, I think That's always a plus. Zoom. And me and my wife walk at night, and we do take the garbage bags and do the green up early sometimes.
Great.
So I think that's a great cause, and being careful. And everyone, I love the show and keeping people informed. And I thank you for letting me come on.
Yeah,
All right,
I love
now
it
here we have an
too.
effect. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Nope.
Mike and
You got
Marty,
something added.
I think it's great. You know, we all get our news different ways from the neighbor or the reformer or wool radio, but having the feed there routinely, it's fabulous. So thanks for everything you do to keep that stream of information coming.
Thank you. You're welcome. That was good feedback. All right, Floyd, you're up.
And thank you as well. And before I go, Marty asked last week, she said, well, do you think it'll be more about the music than the show? And I thought, yeah, I think it will be. Well, Marty, that's all changed. I don't think that way. I think the show must go on. So.
Nice hat. That's beautiful.
I think the show must go on, Marty.
Sing us out, Floyd.
Sing us out.
Here comes the smoke. Now, when my fog machine, unfortunately, I think my smoke detectors are going to go off. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Oh my God. Are we out?
Oh my goodness.